Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is Monday, June the 1st. This is the Made in Paradise podcast, episode number 30. I'm John Clark, along with my co-hosts, Darren Fingleton and Anthony Ferguson, coming to you from Costa Rica every day, Monday through Friday, with some interesting talk, a few deals at the end. But right now, rolling off on Monday morning, Anthony Ferguson, what's on your mind?
You know, John, I'm wondering, what's the biggest mystery about the pyramids?
The pyramids? Oh, the pyramids. The pyramids. The pyramids. I love the Stargate series. I was such a nerd over that series. I watched it all, like Stargate and then Stargate Atlantis. And then there was another one. I loved all of those Stargate series, right? I've probably watched maybe 8 or 10 seasons of the Ancient Aliens, right? And all of that. And it kind of gets old after a while and it kind of repeats, but it seems to me now that we can say UFOs are real, that maybe some of the scientists will be able to say, yeah, they were carving pictures of UFOs on the side of all of this stuff while it was being made. And so I think that the pyramids had some very specific things that they were used for, and that may be for astral travel. And it's because one of those reasons the pyramids in Egypt and the Mayan pyramids are on the exact same parallel line around the earth, right? So exactly how did that happen? So these two civilizations didn't meet each other and they build those pyramids at exactly 2 points around the earth on the same parallel line. They line up with Sirius, the star constellation. And so if you watch Ancient Aliens, or even better, some of the new stuff that, is it Graham Hancock? Is that his name?
Graham Hancock, yeah. Ancient Apocalypse.
Thank you, Darren. Ancient Apocalypse. Darren, have you watched any Ancient Apocalypse?
Yeah, I've watched the first season. The second season, I wasn't the biggest fan of, but the first season is fantastic. It's really good.
Well, what's your theory about, what's just overall belief in, were there extraterrestrials involved with early humans?
It's really hard to say. I think obviously there was something that we obviously don't understand because we don't know really how these pyramids have been made. There's findings all over the earth that are, what they're saying is 10,000 to 20,000 years old during the Ice Age. So, there's hidden pyramids everywhere. They said that the giants helped build the pyramids in Mexico. It's weird. It's really weird.
I knew a guy one time that he was very knowledgeable about this, whether it was true or not. He believed that humans possessed a sound technology from the past that allowed us to just move objects around like they were weightless. So that we had some sort of sound technology, like in Dune, right, where they use the sound of the voice technology. They had some kind of sound technology like that allowed us to move things around.
Right. So what's the most convincing explanation for how they were built?
Well, if you asked me before this, just for a short, brief answer, I would say what I just told you. That I had a friend who theorizes that sound is the way they were built, but I would believe that they were built by some means other than manual labor and pulleys. Would be my opinion of it.
Okay, what surprises you the most about the pyramids?
I think probably the theory that they were taking a substance that was somewhat similar to ayahuasca called soma inside those pyramids, and that somehow that may have been connected to astral travel. If your consciousness is somewhere else, like in a near-death experience, right? The consciousness has moved out of the body and is now reporting back, seeing the body. And so the pyramids were supposedly used for astral travel around the stars.
Right.
But
So what do you?
the internal construction of the pyramids, I was just looking at this past weekend. It's extremely fascinating. I'm sure it had all sorts of uses and utility that we just have no idea about.
Well, they
Right.
just discovered what those huge, massive coils that are going beneath the pyramids of Gaza. Have you heard about that?
I think you need to double verify that story. Last time I saw that story, it was completely faked. I checked it.
Right.
Where they supposedly done like LiDAR down in the ground, and there was these things that shine. And when I saw that, I went, "Oh wow, really?" And because then okay, well, it's definitely aliens, right?
Right.
And when I went and checked it, that wasn't the case. So
John, what do you think is hiding beneath the pyramids? What do you think is hiding?
No idea. Really no idea. But the things like that don't interest me very much, and I don't go very far down the rabbit hole, because why? At the end of it, what will I discover? How will it help me or others, right? So I'm always, when I'm investigating something, I don't read fiction very often. 98% of what I read is all nonfiction. And so while I find the pyramids fascinating, I have a little bottle of them out here on my bookshelf. One of the very few things I have left, because Adri bought it for me the very first year we were together. The model of the three pyramids, right? And I know that I've had previous lifetimes in Egypt from my past life regressions, but it just doesn't fascinate me that much. It doesn't intrigue my mind to think about that culture and all the things that went on with it.
Right. So could there be hidden cameras inside? What do you think?
No, absolutely not.
So,
no, whatever they were doing with it, they're done with it.
Why the pyramids still confuse experts?
I think, well, that's a discussion about what's it called again? Ancient Apocalypse?
Yep.
Yeah, that show. There's a bunch of people that disagree with Graham Hancock about history and what happened and how we got here and all of those things. Again, that's one of those deals where it's a little bit entertaining to me, but it doesn't hold my attention anymore, because what am I going to get from it? They were building all of these temples aligned with the stars, as if they were worshiping those stars for one reason or the other. Right. But for whatever reason, that's one thing that all of it has in common, no matter where it is on the planet. And before this podcast started, we were having a discussion about Vedic astrology and the effect of the outer planets in our solar system and that microgravity on us, and how people have no problem in believing, for example, that there are hundreds of things that are affected by the moon's gravity on this planet, but they don't believe that the gravity of Mercury or Venus or Mars or anything even further out, like Jupiter or Uranus, that any of that gravity can affect us here. But the Indians have believed that for 10,000 years, and these ancient civilizations going back 20, 30, 40,000 years that they're finding now all had some kind of orientation to the stars, and that was something they paid obviously the most attention to out of anything. What was happening up there?
Right, exactly.
Because if you watch the Graham Hancock stuff, he said when this was built, this is how the stars looked, right? Because some of these stars haven't really changed positions, or they change so slowly, right? Because they're so far out, whatever. But they just go back and look at astrological precision with temples that are built with stones that might be 20,000 pounds, 30,000 pounds sitting up on top of one another, right? So stones even bigger than what's in the Great Pyramid. that you find in some of these ancient temples. Punapuku Punapuku is in Chile. I think that's where there's some of these stones that are 15 tons, so 30,000 pounds, and they're put so close together that you can't slide a piece of paper between the two of them. Okay, well, so how does that get together that way?
Right.
How does that get so smooth that stone gets together just like that? With a laser, right?
Yeah.
That's how. So a really powerful laser just slices through stone like butter. That's how that gets that way.
Right. Okay, one more question. What if everything we know about pyramids is wrong?
Who cares? Again, Anthony, it's a thing that's on the planet, and it's not going to affect anything about anybody's life tomorrow. It's just something that was here from a past society, and it's
Right.
so far in the past as to be irrelevant. We can just there's a guy that I know that I used to mentor when he was young, and he's over in Israel, right? And he's become an archaeologist, and that wasn't his original direction in life, but over his study of evangelical subjects, he has gotten so interested in Israel that he's over there digging in archaeology. And of course, if he finds things related to Christianity, well, that obviously is really important to him. But from my viewpoint about spirituality and reincarnation and those kinds of things, looking at the pyramid, it's just like, okay, well, it may as well be that house over there. It just doesn't faze me, because there's nothing there that is going to change anything about reality.
I'm just curious though, if they do discover something and they're like, we figured out their technology that they used on how they built this pyramid, and but obviously that's a what if. It's just something to fantasize about, and so really it's just a big old fantasy in my opinion, but it still is very interesting for me. Something to...
All right, Darren, your turn. What do you got for us?
Well, John, I mean, we've talked about a lot of things on this podcast, but I don't think we've ever talked about luck. Do you believe in luck?
I believe in fortune.
Fortune.
So, and as in good fortune or bad fortune. And fortune is more like a trajectory. Luck asserts a completely random event. And I don't think any events are completely random. That goes along with, I'm living in the echo of my past thoughts.
Right.
Right. So as far as luck goes, no, I don't believe in it. I believe that we can think our way to good fortune through positive thinking and positive thinking and positive thinking. We're attracting good fortune into our life.
So do you think just if someone was born in a whole other country, under complete different circumstances, if they just think of good fortune, things would get better for them in that nature?
Yes, but remember they chose their birth. So whenever you're saying, well, what about, how does the law of attraction or the law of assumption, how do those things work for a poor person? Why are they so poor? Why can't you just tell them and they get out of it? It's not easy to change your thoughts, is it?
It's not. It takes a long time.
It takes a long time and a lot of dedicated effort in order to do it. And we choose these births from what we've learned before, just like you go through school, right? You cannot go into high school till you've done kindergarten, right? You've got to go through kindergarten.
Right.
Well, and I think that there's different theories about that, because you look at poor people, right? Like the people in Costa Rica who are poor here, they're dramatically happier than the people in the United States. Did you know that, Darren?
Yep.
Right? Having nothing and dramatically happier. And so you choose a life to shape your soul and to shape your tendencies, because your tendencies is what you're taking with you into the next incarnation. So if your tendency is to be kind, that's something you can take with you, right? They say you can't take it with you. Bullshit. all kinds of tendencies you can take with you, and they go with you into your next incarnation.
So I'm just curious because you said that it takes a long time to change thought, and that really does. Is there a difference between habits, like physical habits that people do, they don't even notice, like tics or maybe smoking or exercise? Do you think that's harder to change than thoughts, or is that kind of on the same level there?
It's all initiating with thought somehow.
Right.
And there's some pretty incredible stories of things that people have changed with their thoughts. There's a book that I've read. I can't remember the title at the moment, but the author starts out, he's riding a bicycle and he gets hit from behind with a car and he messes his spine up bad. And the doctor says he's never going to walk again. And in this book, he goes through and talks about how he went through daily intense visualization and reconstructed his own spine that way. And this is a well-educated guy, right? This is not like just some unknown guy. It's a very well-educated guy, and it's a very popular book. I can't remember the title of it right now, but I think our thoughts create our reality, period, end of story, period.
Right. So, do you think there's a difference between luck or good fortune and the right state of mind, or are those two kind of things?
No,
it's all
you're
the same.
You're living in the echo of your thoughts. It's the same thing. And when we start to look at people that have serious illnesses or diseases, or someone born with birth defects, and we say, why would someone do that? Why would someone choose to be born with birth defects? I remember a story, another book I would have to go look up the title of, but it was a story of a woman that had 2 children with severe birth defects, and she went and had some past life regression done and found out that her 2 children had been Nazi prison guards in World War II and had committed some atrocities. And this was them atoning for what they had done previously. And so when you begin to look at that picture, that big picture that way, everything looks different.
Wow. That concludes my questions for the day. John?
I want to tell you somebody to look out for in your life, and this is very important. Something that I learned, I'm going to say 20 years ago, that I thought I knew well, but it was a guy that I used to mentor that taught this to me. And it's being happy for other people's successes. When you look around you in your life, and you look at the people in your life, look and say, who's happy for me if I succeed? Who will be genuinely happy for me if I succeed? And I just got off the phone with a guy this morning, and he just sold 450 trailers of furniture. And so I was talking to him about our lighting deal, and which is just a measly, 35 trailers? And so I was talking to him about our lighting deal. As soon as he said, I sold 450 trailers of furniture, I said, good for you, sir. Good for you. Congratulations. Right? And I'm genuinely happy for him. I don't feel a blip of anything of I'm going to be jealous about that, or I wish I could do that. None of that. That didn't even come into the picture. I didn't even think about it. I'm happy for him. But it was taught to me really by a guy who worked for me that I mentored. And he was a person that if somebody had something good happen in their life, it's like he had an empathy and he could get excited with that other person, right? Like you could feel his energy got the same way as their energy does. And it was amazing to watch. And I thought, that's a trait that I need to have in my life.
But
I need to be happy for the people in my life whenever they get anything that's good for them. Go ahead, Anthony. What was your question?
I wonder, like you said, so if you just sold, let's say 450 trailers of furniture in this scenario, right? That's John. And I'm happy for that. I'm also happy for myself because you and I are the same, right? I mean,
Whatever you want for someone else is what you want for yourself.
right?
Whether you really want it or not, when you're wanting someone else to hurt, you're hurting yourself. We're all one. And I know that's a hard thing to get in your head. But get it in your head that what you want for another person is what you want for yourself. Because at the moment you're wanting that other person to hurt, you're hurting. You have to hurt to want the other person to hurt. You have to feel the hurts. I want them to feel what? You have to feel that to want that for the other person. Whatever you want for the other person, you're wanting for yourself, whether you want it or not.
That kind of goes back into good fortune too, because if you're saying good for you, that you're trying to bring that back onto yourself.
Right. Nobody wants to talk to anybody who's talking negative. Really, do they?
No.
You just don't want to listen to it. No one really does. We do it. We do all the time, but we don't want to.
I got some friends here
we want to talk to people who make us feel better about ourselves.
I got some friends here that have been here for a very long time, but every time you go and see them, and sometimes I have to go and check on them, make sure that everything's all right, because they're hermits. They're hermits up in the mountain, and I want to make sure they're okay. And so, every time you go up, they hear about the worst things that are happening, and they just vomit that on you. Just like, okay.
Well,
you got to prepare yourself for it.
Shane Gill is talking about Fox News parents, right? And listen to it all day long, and then just man, garbage in, garbage out. Like Jesus said, not what goes into a man that makes him unclean, but what comes out of him.
Exactly.
So that's right. You know what it's time for, Anthony Ferguson?
Oh, no. What is time for?
It's deal time.
Great. What do you have for us today?
Hi, it's John Clark. This is a former Darren Fingleton, Anthony Ferguson, and myself. We sell big closeout deals. If you have a big inventory problem, we would love to talk to you. You can reach us at the numbers below on WhatsApp or email us. Sorry, we don't have any fax machines anymore. I keep thinking email is just going to go away, but no, it's still here. It's been here a long time, still here. Anyway, we're here Monday through Friday, always selling a new deal. We would love to talk to you if you are in the business of buying big closeouts or selling big closeouts. Reach out to us. Let's start a relationship, see if we can make some money together. We've got a deal today on these camping stoves. 5,000 units, X-Works, California. I guess 'tis the season, right? We're really in camping season. Time for people using stoves in the outdoors, in the great outdoors. This is a kerosene stove that'll also run on diesel. Don't put gas in there, you'll get a big surprise. Kerosene or diesel, 8 wicks, quickly boils water within 7-8 minutes, supporting 3 to 6 hours of continuous heating, saving time and fuel for every outdoor adventure. This compact and portable design weighs only 0.75 kilograms. So, what is that, Darren? 0.75 kilograms?
That's got to be what? It's like a pound, a little bit more than a pound, 1.4.
Pound and a half.
Right.
Stable and wind resistant. Sturdy structure stays even on uneven terrain. Camp stoves. We have 5,000 units of these. They're $5 a piece. Reach out to us at the phone numbers below on WhatsApp or email. Talk about these camping stoves. And of course, the details will be in our daily email. This has been the Made in Paradise podcast for the Proven Performer crew. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if anything here floated your boat. And we'll see you tomorrow.